Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for November 15th. November 15th is the 319th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 320th in leap years, with 46 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is perspective. Perspective can be a noun or an adjective. As a noun, perspective can mean a mental view or a prospect, such as gaining a broader perspective on a situation. Perspective can refer to a visible scene, especially one giving a distinct impression of distance. In visual art, for example, perspective in a painting will render things nearer the viewer to appear larger, with sharper focus and more distinct colors, whereas things farther away will appear smaller, more indistinct in focus, and with more muted coloring. The phenomenon of a vanishing point may be evident. Perspective can refer to the interrelation in which a subject or its parts are mentally viewed, such as placing issues in proper perspective. Perspective can refer to point of view. Perspective can refer to the capacity to view things in their true relation or relative importance, such as trying to maintain one's perspective. You might encounter the term perspective as the name of a telescope lens, but that use is not seen very often these days. As an adjective, perspective can mean of or relating to or seen in perspective, such as a perspective drawing. This word comes to us through Middle French and Middle English, and Latin before that. First documented use of the word perspective is in the 1300s. Perspective. And with that, this is the birthday of German-born English astronomer and composer William Herschel, born November 15, 1738. He published catalogs of nebulae and discovered the planet Uranus. I've observed that brilliant people often have more than one field of interest, and William Herschel certainly did. In addition to watching the skies and keeping careful records, he also composed music and played several different instruments. He composed symphonies, sonatas, things like that. If you're an astronomer by occupation or hobby, you've probably encountered his name, Herschel, in reference to astronomical matters, such things as a crater on the moon. There's a crater on the moon named after him, and an impact basin on Mars, the Herschel Gap in Saturn's rings, and he even had an asteroid named after him. William Herschel lived to the age of 83. The human population of Earth was estimated to have reached 7 billion in October of 2011. And of course, it's impossible to know which exact baby marks the rollover to the next billion, but there are several organizations following this. A baby girl was selected as the symbolic 8th billionth baby born on November 15, 2022, the day of 8 billion. As of November 2024, the human population of Earth is estimated to be at about 8.2 billion. Today's song is Sign of the Times by Petula Clark. Written by Tony Hatch and Jackie Trent, Ms. Clark introduced Sign of the Times on The Ed Sullivan Show in February of 1966. The record was released the following month in March of 1966, and it quickly became a top 20 hit for her. The title might lead one to think that this could be a song with political undertones, but no, it's just a delightful, happy love song. Sign of the Times by Petula Clark. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That playlist lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page. It's called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Flinging happiness all over the place. Alrighty, back to work. I think we got it this time.